Thank you so much, Dr. Moon. It's a joy to be here. When I got on campus, first of all, this is a spectacular campus. I hope you didn't take it for granted. It's incredibly beautiful. When I got on campus, I was lost, and so I asked some guy that was trying to direct traffic, and he looked at me and he said, "You used to be Jeb Bush, right?" So all those accolades that you described, Harry, it's nice to get back down to reality, which is, yes, I used to be all that, I guess, but I'm here now with incredible joy to celebrate the success of the class of 2025. You all made it. You got through midterms, finals, early morning classes, and the eternal parking struggle at Alvin Sherman Library, and today you're sitting here in cap and gown, victorious. Commencement addresses are normally about imparting advice, and the best advice that I ever received and have given out as many times as I can is listen to your mother. And a few years ago, in preparation for another commencement address, I asked my mom what I should talk about. And in typical Barbara Bush fashion, she said, "Jeb, talk about 10 minutes or less, sit down and let the graduates celebrate." And if you know my mom, you always do what you're told, and so I'm going to get right to it here. There's a saying from one of America's most practical minds, Benjamin Franklin, that I've used almost every day of my life. Little strokes fell great oaks. It's simple, it's old, it's absolutely true. There are so many real-life stories of the power of dogged determination and persistence. In my own life, I've learned that many times over. I did run for governor in 1994 and lost. And one of the reasons I lost, I think, is I didn't show my heart. I had 5-point plans to cure every ailment in the state, but I didn't really connect at a human level with people. So in 1998, when I ran again, I vowed to campaign differently. For example, I went to visit 260 schools in a matter of a year. Back then, my views on education were considered pretty radical, so in essence, I went into the lion's den over and over and over again, trying to dehorn myself, I guess, with people that were skeptical of the ideas that I was advocating. I listened and learned, I shared my passion, I told stories of the challenges that teachers had, and I believe I became governor in 1998 because I was doggedly determined to show my heart. It's easy to look at the world and believe that success happens overnight. We live in a world of immediate gratification, don't we? Social media, movies, headlines often highlight the moments of triumph without showing the years of work, sacrifice, and persistence that came before. Take J.K. Rowling, for example. Before Harry Potter became a global phenomena, she faced rejection from 12 publishers. 12 times she was told no. But instead of stopping, she kept writing, kept submitting, kept believing. She understood that little strokes, consistent effort, resilience, and faith would eventually fell the great oak standing in her way. Or consider Thomas Edison. He famously said, "I've not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work." The light bulb, the invention that quite literally changed the world, wasn't the result of a single moment of genius, but rather years of trial and error, of persistence in the face of failure. One of America's most admired entrepreneurs is Howard Schultz. In 1982, he joined a tiny Seattle coffee company, Starbucks, and he had a new vision, a cafe that brought people together, community, conversation, and connection. The original owners weren't interested in that idea, and so Howard started his own company and eventually bought Starbucks, but he needed investors. He was turned down 217 straight times, but he kept going, and finally on the 218th try, someone said yes. Success doesn't come from one massive effort. It comes from showing up, doing the work, and refusing to quit when the path gets tough. You all did not get here overnight. You got here with little strokes, day after day, class after class, quiz after quiz, caffeine and more caffeine. I know there are many Rowlings and Edisons and Schultzes in the crowd today, students that had every reason to stop but didn't. Students who showed up again and again. Students like Emiliano Saldana, who was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at age 2. Hopefully Emiliano's here. His perseverance and drive is making his college dream come true while launching a nonprofit. His grit will lead him to attend medical school to become a DO in radiology. Congratulations, Emiliano. Students like Alex Hernandez. She has worked full-time. All you got to do is just name somebody, you're going to get a nice applause. She has worked full-time attending NSU. As a younger woman, she overcame serious trauma that has shaped her resiliency and commitment to advocacy through creating a nonprofit named Serena's Grotto. Alex will pursue a master's at NSU. Congratulations. Jillian Brown is graduating with a degree in music. Homeschooled through high school, Jillian had to learn how to swim with 20,000 sharks. Diagnosed with lupus as a teen, her grit allowed her to persevere even on the toughest days when the pain and fatigue felt overwhelming. And she's here today. Congratulations, Jillian. Some of you may be wondering, what's next? The truth is, life after graduation doesn't come with a syllabus. There's no GPA for adulting. There's no Canvas announcement to remind you when the rent is due. But that's okay, because you've already proven you know how to chip away at something hard. Whether it's launching your own business, applying to graduate school, or joining the workforce, those little strokes will carry you. So go ahead and dream big, but remember, it's doing the little things with persistence that will make the difference. You are not leaving NSU as finished products. You're leaving as sharpened tools with knowledge, resilience, and a deep understanding of what it means to grind. So swing away. Swing when you feel uncertain. Swing when you feel like giving up. Swing when no one else believes that you can do it. Because little strokes, your strokes, will fell great oaks. So go out there and leave your mark. Build something. Heal someone. Teach the next. Start a family, form a business, change the world, one deliberate, determined stroke at a time. Congratulations, class of 2025, and I did it in less than 10 minutes.